Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Becca with House of Lenormand, and today is March 11th. Let me see here, Wednesday, March 11th, and I thought I would go ahead and do a couple of quick yes/nos for the beer and positives. I know that quite a few are coming out of self-quarantine or perhaps not wanting to go into quarantine. So I have a couple of people here that I'd like to take a quick look at for entertainment purposes only, YouTube. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start off with the Neanderthal, Matt Gaetz. So let's see here. So we have the house, the crossroads, and the child. These are all neutral cards. I think I just read on the Twitter that he's saying he tested negative, but these are all neutral cards. Perhaps he was spending some time at home, around quite possibly 2 weeks or so. And then there's something new here, the early stages of it, or the early stages of something in the very early stages. It's new. And then I got the Storks as a clarifier. The clarifier is positive. The Storks is something that leaves and returns. It's an upgrade, a change. This is also a transition card. So perhaps this thing is transitioning for him. Let's see. Let's take, and I know, I just think I looked on the Twitter or whatever, and he's saying that he tested negative, but it might be too early there with the child. Okay, let's look at Ted Cruz next. With Ted Cruz, we have the dog, the key, and the clouds. This is positive, but it's ending here in a negative. The advisor, the associate, the loyalist, the important loyalist, negative, uncertain. Okay, let's take a look at Mark Meadows, who will now be, I believe, the new chief of staff. We have the clover, the birds, and the tower. The clovers is positive, neutral. There might be a lot of gossip and conversation about what he's doing, perhaps within government or an institution, a corporation, enterprise here. He took a gamble, perhaps at some sort of a meeting for the government here. With these three, perhaps in meeting or in conversations with someone that he may have had in passing, but there's isolation here with the tower. there's a good chance here with the clover. But the clovers is, it's not, it's a positive card, but it's not long lasting. It's very brief. So quite possibly, yes, there with the clovers. Let's look at Doug Collins. I'm getting a yes on him. We have the man, which is Doug Collins, the stars, which is positive, the key, which is positive. This person may be someone that is important in the transmission of it or the spreading of it, because the stars is something that spreads, metastasizes, kind of gets everywhere. So it's saying yes. Let's see. Let's take a look at Matt Schlapp. He's the chairman of the American Conservative Union. I'm not sure if he's self-quarantined or not, but let's take a look. This is saying no, but there's problems with him going abroad or going somewhere far, perhaps on vacation or holiday or travel of some sort. There's going to be problems there, and he may end up perhaps not going or canceling a ship, but this is neutral, negative, negative. So there may be some sort of lies or something about where he's been, where he's traveled. But it's ending here in the coffin, which is no, but this is also in reference to a serious illness and staying in bed, and Queen being very, very ill. But this is, if I read it, it's ending in a no here. So let's look at Julia Brownlee. She's a representative here, a Democrat in California. Let's take a look at her. I have the mountain, which is negative, the crossroads, which is neutral, the ship, which is neutral. It's saying maybe there's some sort of an obstacle, a blockage, or a delay here in regards to multiple trips or multiple places where she's supposed to go, perhaps to travel. This could also be in reference to quite possibly the elections here, because the crossroads is the card for choices, decisions, options, alternatives that need to, it goes one way or the other. So it's saying she's far removed from it, but it may have some sort, it might cause her some problems or some worries around getting to the polls for the election, perhaps, but it's saying maybe she's far from it. Let's look at Paul Gosar. He's a representative, Republican representative in Arizona. I'm getting a no on him as well. We have the bouquet, the snake, and it's ending here with the clouds, which is confusion. So this is gifts, joys, happiness, and then this is lies, deceits, betrayals, and confusion and uncertainty. This could be a false negative as well. False negative. He's positive and this is a false negative because it's lying about something that's negative and it gets clouded over and covered up. So let's keep an eye out on Paul Gosar. Let's look at Louie Gohmert. He's a Republican in Texas, and I believe he's the one that said he's not going to self-quarantine after coming into contact with someone that has tested positive at CPAC. So let's take a look at Louie Gohmert, Gohmert Pile. I'm also getting a negative on him. I am getting the, let's see here, the snake, which is lies, deceits, betrayal, the crossroads, which is options and choices, and then it's ending here with the mice. So this could be saying lying about multiple infections here. This could also be saying lying for the elections to make people worried and stressed. But the question was, would he test positive? This is lying about multiple infections or lying about multiple illnesses. This would be like a virus, a bacterial infection, something that eats away. So he might be lying about it. Let's see. Now let's look at Pence. For him, it's talking about, we have the fish, which is positive, the mice, which is negative, and the stars, which is positive. This is saying an abundance of a disease or an infection that is spreading. So he may at one point or another perhaps get into contact with someone that may be a carrier and spreads, because right across, abundance, illness spreads, metastasizes. Okay? Let's take a look at Mango Mussolini. I'm also getting a yes on him. We have the fish, which is, in this instance, it's not money, it's in regards to abundance. And also the stock market's trade. Here we have the snake, which is, this is trouble, this is lies, deceits, betrayal, and then it's ending here with the heart, which is a positive card, which is talking about love, generosity, things of that nature. So this could be saying an abundance of lies, and yes, he does come into contact. And it could also, if I read it across, this could also be in reference to, let's see, an abundance of something that causes a lot of trouble, and yes, he's positive. There's also here a man and a woman. And it's someone that he loves. These two people could be people that he loves. The snake is a dark-haired woman. It is also the mistress or the ex. So perhaps Melania may come into contact with someone. And then we're seeing here the king of diamonds with the fish. And this could be in reference to a man that has money. I'm not quite sure who that would be. I don't know if this would be like a Mnuchin or a Ross. But this woman is someone that he's in a relationship and is having an affair with. Dark-haired woman. You know, Melania has dark hair, if you take away the highlights. Let's take a look at Mar-a-Lago, and I think I'm going to wrap that up there. So for Mar-a-Lago, I asked if it would be a vehicle for the spreading of beers. And I have the whip here, which is something that is chronic. The key, which is the answer. And then we have here the snakes, which is lies. So the central card here is saying yes, but it's saying that this is something important that's chronic. That repeats. There's a pattern to it, and it's being lied about. So quite possibly, yes. You know what? Let me look at New Jersey really quick. We have the bouquet here, which is happiness, joy, and gifts. We have the book, which is secrets, knowledge, and as well as projects. And then we have the cross, which is burdens and trials and sacrifices. The gifts that are coming into Mar-a-Lago or New Jersey may be burdened. Also, there's a possibility that a younger woman here seeks refuge there undercover. I don't know if this would be a quarantine of some sort, but this would be a younger woman that perhaps is hiding out there because she's burdened. Let me see. I asked if Mango Mussolini would be quarantined. I'm getting the writer, which is neutral. This is talking about visitors, lies. Oh, I'm sorry, visitors, news, deliveries, someone that comes to see you. Here's Mango Mussolini. And then it's ending here with the bouquet, which is a positive. Yes, him and a younger woman may be quarantined. There may be news coming out about those two. Let me see about Javanka. I asked if his daughter would test positive for the virus. We have the sun here, which is a positive. The letter here, which would be your results, your tests, something that is written, messages. And then here we have the coffin, which is an ending, a loss, sickness, and quite possibly deaths. So it could be saying that there is something perhaps in a report that shows a positive for an illness here. I haven't been keeping up with the news, so I wouldn't know how she would get it, where she's been traveling to. I wouldn't know, so you guys would have to let me know. I'm getting that, yes, she will be quarantined. I have the cross here, which is trials. It's burdens. Here I'm seeing the storks, which is a change and upgrade, a transition period, and then here in the house. So yes, she might be staying at home. There's a burden or some sort of a trial, something that's very difficult for her, and then she makes a change and goes home. For her husband, I am getting the lilies, which is positive, but it's also neutral. This is talking about something that needs a gestation period. It's going to take some time, and it's not going to be right away. This is perhaps something in regards to the elderly as well, quite possibly an older man as well with white hair, or it could also be royalty. Here we're seeing the fish, which is also a positive card. This is talking about money, trade, business, stocks. It's also in regards to something that is of abundance. And the rider, which is neutral, and this is talking about news, visitors, feedback. So the news may be coming out about perhaps in a little while. This is not going to be right away with the lilies here. That he may have come into contact perhaps with two men, one older with white hair, one that has money. So we'll have to see about that. And let me see. I'm getting that he will also be quarantined. I have the ring, which is positive, the lilies again, which is neutral and positive, and it's ending here with the bouquet, which is positive. So it's saying yes, he may be in some sort of, he may have made contact with an older man with white hair while they were doing something in regards to a contract, and quite possibly his wife was involved here too, because we were getting the bouquet, which is the Queen of Spades, and then here is the lilies, which is the King of Spades. So he may have come into contact with two people that are married here. This would be some sort of a couple simply by suit. So we'll have to keep an eye out on that. There may have been some sort of a working with a contract around a married couple that he was perhaps working with, and he may have come into contact, or he may be coming into contact that way. So thank you everyone for being with me here today, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.